Hello, Chicagoans. Call me Altar Boy. Hello, Control 9.
Hello.
Once again, our saucer ship Nucleus hovers above your fair city, Chicagoans. I want to say thanks for tuning in, viewer. Speaking of the viewer, dear viewer, have you become over-specialized? Are you wanting when it comes to the global view? We have to be talking about seeing the whole picture, the whole thing. Have you gone into being like working at a job and seeing your universe being like that big? There's a cosmos out there, viewer. You've got to see this thing. Hey, I'm going to be downloading this software to your brain so that you can see the whole thing. Woohoo! Is that dazzling or what? Let's start with the big picture. Most of you have been educated to see the world in little bits. You have gone into specialized areas of endeavor, and you have lost the big picture. Your scientists have noticed that any animal that specializes into an environment is at risk if that environment disappears. You have to be smarter than that. You're programmed to be smarter than that. Retract your specialized worldview to begin to comprehend the big picture. The big picture.
Presenting the big picture.
The strange thing is that the big picture doesn't really stop where you think it might. It starts with sleep. That's right. Now notice this. It starts with sleep, then you wake up and you experience time.
Why is it that we usually ignore the fourth dimension? You see, we can move in the other three. As the doctor said, up, down, forwards, backwards, sideways. But when it comes to time, we are prisoners.
Today, man is successfully probing deep into the mysteries of the universe. Can he penetrate the greatest mystery of all, time itself? Every moment is a year, hurtling through the atomic wars of the future on an incredible excursion into the unknown. What are the people like? The shape of things to come. And what happens when boy meets girl thousands of years
Variable
hence?
light becomes a seductive melodic symphony. And the lumicord, the love machine, gives sensuous stimulation that conditions both men and women to a fuller, richer
Can he
life of
penetrate
love.
the greatest mystery of all?
In the year 2071, scientific superbrains manufacture almost human robots. Whole armies of androids that fight off the feared mutants.
Captain Mansell, investigate an unidentified object in your area.
What the hell are we looking for? I see it. Above and ahead of me. I'm trying to close in for a better look.
Here is the real flying saucer story. You will see with your own eyes actual motion pictures of flying saucers. Scenes that were stamped top secret by the Pentagon. These films have never before been shown to the general press and public. These men are about to see actual motion pictures of flying saucers. You will see them too, in unidentified flying objects. You'll meet the men who lived every terrifying moment of the flying saucer story as it actually happened. and is still happening. This is Captain Willis Sperry, an airline pilot, giving an official account of his sighting of unknowns.
The object was flying head-on at us. It was 50 times the magnitude of the brightest star.
Warrant Officer Clement Newhouse, Chief Photographer, U.S. Navy, who filmed a group of flying objects in Utah.
How would you describe these objects?
They had a metallic appearance. They seem to be made of some kind of polished metal, like two saucers, one inverted over the other.
Red Dog 1 to Washington Control.
We are in the radar room at National Airport, Washington, D.C. on July 26, 1952. For the first time, unidentified flying objects have been sighted over the nation's capital.
I see them. They're all around me. They're moving in on me. They're coming closer. They're coming right at me.
Time for a cosmic cartoon.
A biological chain reaction, a geometrical progression of deadly menace.
Well, now, wasn't that a mind-blowing cosmic cartoon? Back we are in the saucer ship Nucleus. Thanks for coming on board, where Space Alien's ship is left to me once a week. And we are hovering above the city of Chicago, as always. And how are we doing, Control 9? That is good. Control 9, he keeps everything together. What would I do without Control 9?
Crash, burn, die.
Today's guest is Mr. William Fred Gadomski, student of change. Welcome aboard the Saucer Ship.
It's an honor, sir, to be on your program.
Very happy to have you. And I believe your psychic energy is telling me that you're going to impart to us some wisdom and knowledge about why the extraterrestrials might be visiting the world of Earth.
Well, the aliens, we like to call them, our friends, not our enemies. Our cooperative helpmates in bringing about change. Your program deals, of course, with abductions.
Abductions?
But have we dealt with the motivation behind these abductions? The true motivation behind the abductions?
Not probably in the deeper sense. No.
Basically, humans dislike change. They do not change until ordered systems break down. In fact, I would recommend to your fellow humans to read the excellent book generated by your earthly scholars called Change. That book is Change by Paul Slovic, also by a John Weakland and a Richard Finch. Change occurs in human systems, individuals, societies, groups, nations, only when ordered systems break down, because humans dislike change.
Humans dislike change. Can you give us a few examples of that ordering systems?
Well, let's put it this way. When we have major economic collapses or major wars or military conflicts, at these points in human history, what might be termed a half a century of change takes place in 3-4 years. Even perhaps centuries of change may take place in 3 or 4 years. Change is imploded upon us only when ordered systems collapse. And humans need order, structure. Think of these alien abductions. What are they doing? They're disorientating the humans, aren't they? They're providing change.
I would say they are.
Yeah. It's occurring on a massive, wide scale all across the planet.
Lots of people.
Yes. Also, we also have to understand that the aliens are also working culturally. You notice all the science fiction programming and all. It's just by accident, of course, perhaps not by accident, that the number of alien groups appearing on Star Trek, I believe, is about 50.
Is it? Have you
yes,
counted them?
Yes, approximately 50. Yet, I should point out to you that there are approximately 50 alien groups in the Federation.
Is that right?
Yes. So Star Trek, approximately 50 alien species in the Federation. And I do wish to say that most of the Federation membership is completely uninterested in Earth. I'm sorry to tell you that.
Oh, you mean truly?
Truly. Now the Andromedans are interested, and they even do a bit of interbreeding with us.
Now this is no longer on Star Trek. Now we're talking about
the actual
space
Andromedans.
people.
Yes, the actual Andromedans. They're probably the ones most actively involved with humans at this time. And they're involved, and they're dealing with some, very politely and courteously, and with permission, doing interbreeding with us because they have some genetic problems their species has.
They're gene splicing with us to fix them?
Yes.
Now,
well,
does this genetic engineering and
not quite
crossbreeding actually involve the
sexual
intimate
relationship? Yes.
Relationship between one or more species?
Yes.
Are you sure that the Earthians are ready for this? Oh, they're way ahead of me. They read those magazines and know all this stuff already. I'm from the Tang space alien. Now they got some crazy practices up
now,
there.
the Andromedans are quite human-like.
Oh, yes?
Yes, quite human-like.
Right.
They're a bit shorter than humans and a few bigger heads, but they're pretty close. And a product of the intermarriage could probably pass on Earth with no problem.
Now, Andromeda being a galaxy, are we saying
Andromedans they're in that direction of the galaxy, but not actually from the galaxy.
Gotcha.
It's just for convenience of humans, they refer to themselves as Andromedans.
It's from where we're at in space.
In the direction.
The Andromedans come from between
in the
our
direction.
star and Andromeda.
In that direction. It's just for purposes of convenience.
These are ones that have the little black almond eyes and the big heads and the light gray skin.
No, not really.
Not
they're not what we would classify as grays.
Grays.
Grays have a bad name for being possibly, how can I put it? Aliens you refer to as the Greys are insulted greatly by this attitude that they are somehow evil and conniving.
Really?
And work against human well-being. The Greys really aren't.
They're not.
But it's the paranoia of humans. Humans are very paranoid.
Afraid of change.
Yes. You are one of the more reasonable humans.
Well, I've been in space 800 years. I don't know if I can actually call myself human. That's why I come along and abduct people, because I want to see what it's like on Earth right now.
Have you been in contact with the Andromedans in Earth orbit? They have a large.
No, I haven't.
They have a couple large. They have a couple large motor ships just behind the moon.
I wanted to ask you a question.
Yes.
Are you yourself a human being? So maybe I shouldn't ask that question. Control 9, do we have a file on?
That's very personal.
The file on this individual is too long to go into.
Okay. Maybe we shouldn't be.
We should not ask those kind of intimate questions.
Consider the questions retracted.
Please do. But also, they are working, the Andromedans and a few other species, to get us acclimatized to alien civilization and culture. These are all part of a culturization process to make the whole concept of aliens quite acceptable to you, to the humans. Of course, to you it's acceptable, but
well, on my way back,
yes,
I got a chance to see all those old movies as we were coming through the...
the old ones.
The electromagnetosphere, which expands from this planet since the 50s when they started broadcasting TV.
Strange experience, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Dr. Boyd, can we get back to that cosmic cartoon? I need closure. I'm gonna run the rest of the cartoon now. Back to your wacko interview.
An insolent computer.
Yes, I wish I could. I gotta speak to the space alien about that, but he doesn't listen to me.
I mean, you allow your computer to be insolent?
Well, he's not my computer. He's a space alien's computer.
The space, these tangs?
Yes. the Tang space alien. He's just kind of, he's a Nordic type.
You have to be firm with your computers.
Well, he ain't my computer. You know, he don't let me do
yeah,
your
this is not what you should be talking about.
This is the only computer I know that wants to get spanked. We got to be firm with our computers, huh? How am I supposed to be firm with this crackpot program menace known as Control 9? My very life is in his hands. At any moment, I can be snuffed out. Why, he could turn off the temperature, and out goes the oxygen, and I've had it.
Did you know that you actually control the main power supply for it?
Stop this. Stop this.
Reduce the power supply and it will obey you.
Really?
Discontinue immediately.
Slight reduction and it will obey you.
Would that be on
I'm setting the circuitry to bypass the
Turn
control
it
panel.
up slightly. Alter it slightly, sir. Very slightly.
But how do you know what you're talking about?
You will
Mr.
hear
Goddamn?
him have a slight yelp. You'll yelp slightly like
Now
a dog.
this is the big switch.
Now,
this is
now
the
bring-
switch that takes us off.
No. Bring it up a little bit, just.
You sure you know what
Alter
you're
the
doing?
power slightly and hit that button over there.
You sure you know what you're doing?
Bring it up slightly.
And which button?
One to your right. That's it. Hit it.
That's not a button.
Hit it.
That's a dial.
It's not yelping. A little more turn. A little more. Not yelping. What happened?
A little more to the left, please.
Okay, to the left.
To the right. So
How's that Control 9? Okay.
he's bypassed your controls.
Well,
He's bypassed your controls, sir.
do we have anything else to discuss?
Remember, the Andromedans are your friends.
It sounds like that's the theme that you want to bring out
Yes.
in our show today.
And I hope one day the
The
Andromedan
Andromedans?
will come down and be at least your guest.
Would you like to take a ride with me in space?
No, but I will try to transmit an invitation to the Andromedans that you're willing to have them on your program. I hope one day that you will.
Oh, that sounds like a beautiful thing. And
They'll
thank
probably have to go into council and discuss the issue.
you. Thank you so much for being on the
It's
show.
been an honor
and,
to be on your show, sir.
And I guess we're going to be taking off now. So if you don't want to come with us, you should probably step over there into the
I will
tube and
leave,
beam
but
down.
you do have an insolent computer.
Well, Control 9, what are we going to do with him? And off we go, back into space. Join us next time, friends, when Abductions with the Altar Boy will be hovering over your fair city, Chicago. Let's go! Woo-hoo-hoo!